Alright, this video is going to be about a couple things that I'm really excited about. The first one is that Ace Attorney Investigations 1 and 2 are being bundled for the Switch. That's really exciting because Ace Attorney Investigations 2 has never been localized in the West. The second thing I'm really excited about is this channel just got to 1,000 subs, which is new and really exciting, and I'm super grateful for. And I want to talk about those two things together because I think they kind of have a similar story and I can bundle them into one video that makes sense to me. So about 3 years ago I was making videos for this channel, and I started making videos that I just had essay ideas for, like Breath of the Wild and Metal Gear and stuff like that. And it was a small channel. I just started it for fun to show my friends and family and stuff, and it was getting 5 or 10 views on those videos, and I was really excited to show everybody what I was working on. And then randomly I posted one about Apollo Justice, and it got a lot of traction, and Ace Attorney fans got really into it and excited by it, and it got tens of thousands of views where the other ones were getting, 10 and 15. So I pivoted and decided to start making stuff about Ace Attorney because I was excited that people were interested in my stuff, and I didn't really mind talking about Ace Attorney because I'm such a huge fan. And during that time, the great Ace Attorney, which I'd heard from a lot of fans was like a hidden gem and was this really excellent game that had never been brought to the West because of this interesting story about Sherlock Holmes and the Doyle estate, was being localized. And we got a really exciting video from Shu Takumi dressed up in a cute little outfit where he talked about localizing the game and bringing it in a collection to the Switch. So naturally I made a reaction video and was really excited and wanted to share in that excitement and share. And because the channel was getting a lot of attention for Ace Attorney stuff, I wanted to be in that community. I wanted to participate in that excitement and share in that excitement. So one of the really compelling things about Great Ace Attorney's localization that everyone is and was interested in talking about is this story about the Doyle estate being very litigious and Capcom being nervous about legal action against their game. Ace Attorney Investigations 2 has no such story and is a really more boring case of lost media. It's not like the old ET cartridges or PT on the PS4, but it was never localized and only exists on a legacy hardware system in Japanese. The reason we have for its lack of localization goes like this. The first trilogy of Ace Attorney games are released in Japan for the Game Boy Advance and get increasingly positive reception with each release. So much so that Capcom decides to create a package on the new Nintendo DS and release it worldwide. It's a hit in the West, and development starts on the next installment in the series featuring Apollo Justice. A spin-off series concurrently featuring fan favorite Edgeworth comes out in 2009 in Japan and a year later in North America. A year after that, the sequel spin-off comes out, and for critics and fans, it's much better than the first, but no Western release ever comes about. Part of that is because Investigations 2 really came out right at the dawn of the 3DS, and new work was being done on the Professor Layton spinoff and on the next mainline installment, Dual Destinies. Sales for Investigations 2 weren't excellent, as you can see here, and the team sort of fell apart. The media landscape at the time was just different and just starting to shift from the days of localization being a bit messier and less transparent, with games like Fire Emblem and The Blazing Blade being known just as Fire Emblem in the West, and Final Fantasy 2 and 3 not being released in North America, leading to 4 being called 2 and on and on. The tone with the internet and game expos and social media is so different now, but the idea is that 15 or 20 years ago, developers just didn't know that Americans cared a lot about the second installment of the spin-off to the Ace Attorney DS games. Now to the present. So, cut to a few months ago and the Apollo Justice trilogy is announced. I had some gripes about the name that I made a video about, and I don't like to gripe. It was a bit of a disappointment because it felt like the big announcement for the next few months or years was about a remake, and a remake for games that are not even a decade old and the most recent additions in the series. And then, out of nowhere, Ace Attorney Investigations 1 and 2 are announced in like a really insane Nintendo Direct. Those two being remade and both being announced months apart from each other paint a really different picture. They're both remakes of old games. Ace Attorney Investigations are remake of DS games, and the Apollo Justice trilogy are remakes of DS and 3DS games, but the fact that they're right next to each other really tells a different story about the Capcom team and what they're working on and planning. Ace Attorney Investigations 2 was never localized in the West, and it being localized means that the entire series, except for like the Layton games, is not only remade, but is on the Switch. This new picture for me is of a team that's actively working on Ace Attorney stuff and catering to this market of fans that really love Ace Attorney, and they're remaking stuff for the Switch in preparation for, in my opinion, Ace Attorney 7. I think it's inevitable that there's a lot of hype being drummed up, and it seems to me like the tea leaves are really only readable in one way, that we are going to get some kind of announcement about Ace Attorney 7 soon or in the next year. The only thing that's kind of tricky about it is it seems like they have to juggle this announcement, because it's not a remake, with the announcement of the Switch 2. So this is really exciting for the most part for a lot of fans. I've also seen a little bit of hesitation, maybe I've seen people gripe about the way the chibi sprites look as opposed to the pixel art. I've seen people say that the fan translation will inevitably be better, and I've seen people say that they're not interested in another remake, especially when the fan translation is available. To me, it feels like the media and the stories that I'm yearning for and make me happy are constantly being iterated on and are also really fleeting. The media landscape right now is in remaking stuff that makes us comfortable. But do we need another Skyrim? Do we need CBS's Young Sheldon? Do we need more Ace Attorney? Well, no, we don't need any of that. And I certainly won't play any Skyrim and don't care about The Big Bang Theory, but I really like Ace Attorney. I'm happy to replay games that I've played before. I'm happy to pay more money if I want to play that again. I'm happy to buy things that I haven't played. I'm excited to be able to show my friends and family versions of these games that they don't want to buy on old DSs or in a language they don't speak. The media landscape right now is really ballooning past its own carrying capacity, and it's hard to get people to care about new stories, new IPs, or even new installments of a series. It's really profitable and easy to lean on old media and old iterations, especially for versions of these stories that have never been released in the West. I'm really excited for Ace Attorney 7 and hopeful that that comes out, but I'm also really pumped that we're getting Investigations 1 and 2. I'm excited about the Apollo Justice trilogy too. I have people in my life that know I make Apollo Justice stuff and have never played them, so I really want them to play these games on the Switch. I will never replay these games again as a child. I'll never get to experience them for the first time ever again. I won't ever be 13 and excited and have no expectations for this series again. These games will never make me feel like they did when I was a kid. So it's easy to be irritated at a remake or feel disappointed or like it's not capturing the magic, but they can. And they especially can when I stop giving them the hurdle to clear that I didn't have for them when I first played them. I actually love the way these chibi guys look. I don't care. I like it. I think it's fun. I'm really excited to try this and go into it with an open mind and appreciate this as if it was my first time playing this. I'm really excited to live in this world again, to experience this fiction and get to be next to these characters that I have a lot of adoration and love for. I'm really excited to see the story of everyone's favorite character that I've never experienced ever. On this channel, I really want to do a good job talking about things that are interesting and having good points to say and being articulate and reading up on what I want to talk about, because I think it's easier to listen to someone talk about it in a 5-minute, 10-minute video than it is to go pour through interviews and try to compile sales numbers and stuff like that. But that's not why you're here watching this. That's not why I watch stuff like this. I do it because I want to share in the excitement for this new game or this new property. I want someone to be excited with me. I think that's why people are watching this and have watched all my other stuff. I was really excited about Apollo Justice 3 years ago in a YouTube landscape that, in my opinion, was kind of hostile to that game and that character. I think the reason people are into this channel and have watched these videos, even though they started pretty bad and are still a little bit rough in places, is because I genuinely do love the characters. I love this story. Even the parts that are ugly or messy or unpolished, I really am into. And I think that kind of excitement and positivity is really cool. I like watching that, at least. That's why I'm making this video. I want you to feel my excitement and tell me that you're excited back. And now let's talk about P-Glass Plays and 1,000 subscribers. First, I'll start with the things that are boring and true. I'm really surprised the channel has gotten 1,000 subscribers. I'm very moved by it and excited by it, and I feel proud of the stuff I've made, and I feel proud that there's a community of people that want to watch and are being nice and commenting stuff about how they're excited and giving their own opinions and stuff. That's really cool. That's always been the coolest thing. I started making videos because I had little essays that I wanted to write. I had some idea about Breath of the Wild and I made a video about it. That's why I made this channel. That's not, however, why I'm still here. I'm doing my PhD. I'm not getting paid to do this. I can't envision this channel getting to a size where I can or want to get paid from it. I just like it. It's fun. I like making stuff. I like showing you guys stuff. I like hearing people get excited. I like when there's an announcement and I can talk about it, and I like talking about these old games that really move me. I think if every video I've ever made got the same number of likes and comments and stuff, I would probably spread myself thinner. I have a lot of stuff that I like and I'm into, but I'm not upset or irritated or feel the need to bemoan the fact that people like Ace Attorney. That's really surprising and cool, and I'm happy to talk about that for as long as people are into that, because I'm surprised that there's a niche of people that are interested in hearing that stuff, and I love it enough to talk about it forever. I have continued to and will continue to make videos about other stuff that I care about, and that's cool too, but as long as people are here and excited and watching stuff about Ace Attorney, cheers! We did it. This is really exciting. Ace Attorney Investigations 2 is being localized. Every Ace Attorney game is now been localized. This is the best news for us. I'm really excited. I hope you are too. I hope you're happy. I hope you enjoyed this news, and I hope you get to see this video and are excited by it and get to say something cool. And I hope you show a friend these games, because I certainly am going to. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. That's really cool that a lot of people did that. I don't have a lot of words other than that. If I stay at 1,000 forever, that's cool. I like when the numbers go up. I like making stuff. I like when people get excited, but I don't need any more than this. I'm so happy, and I'm really, really excited about this game. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this, and cheers.